Hello, everyone. Welcome to Happiness in the Long Run, Episode 5, Entertaining Through Emergency. Today, we're going to look at a few stories that illustrate skills you can learn when you face emergency and you choose to grow through the emergency and sustain a sense of entertainment or joy along the way. In my book, Happiness in the Long Run, back here, I use two stories from my father, who to me was an Olympic life marathon pace setter. In other words, one who models for you a way to do things. In this sense, one who models for us a way to grow through emergency with a sense of holding on, a sense of entertainment, a sense of joy. And the first story I love to tell. Maybe you've heard it before if you know me, but it's such a significant story, I will repeat it to you. I was playing a game as a little kid one time that I had never played before. It was like a baseball game, but you had like a baseball bat, but it was in the form of a tennis racket with a big wood face instead of strings. So when you hit the ball, it was very easy to whack one very far. I was on deck, excited for my turn. Well, a little too excited, because the person in front of me was swinging back to take a whack at the ball, and instead whacked my head, my face. I got hit. Big black eye, black lip, bloody, tears. Was a tough time. Was a real emergency. So they rushed me home. My mother put ice on the pack, on the black and blue mark. I sat there for about an hour, feeling ugly. And suddenly, the door opened, and it was my dad. He had a jade plant in his hand, was holding a jade plant. Somehow he had found out, he was golfing that day, he had found out that I had an emergency, and he rushed home as fast as he could. And when he handed me that jade plant, the ugliness disappeared. I felt such a sense of gratitude. The gift that he'd been given me in the midst of that emergency, it transformed everything. It was an entertaining, what I call entertaining arm that he gave me. It was the hold on, what I call the will hold on, because my dad used to call me Will, and his dad used to call him Will. And the will hold on is a gesture that you hold on to something or someone and give them the will to go on through an emergency, to grow through it to a new sense of entertainment. That I'll never forget. I tell that story to you because I'm hoping that you're continuing to pursue your Olympic year marathon goals. And sometimes it's tempting to give up, even when we're doing something we like. Because look at me, I was loving that, playing that sport was so much fun. And suddenly, whack, felt terrible, almost want to give up. That does happen to us, even when we do the things we love. In fact, sometimes more the things we love, because when we get whacked, we get more disappointed. That's why when we have people who model for us and show us that it's worth holding on and not giving up, those are treasures. Those are treasured moments. Those are people who are our Olympic life marathon pace setters. Keep us going. The second story also with regard to my dad, I have a basketball, if you see in the background, a basketball trophy. Not to brag, but it's a trophy given to me. It's a left-handed trophy, an award that I received playing on a basketball team. And this particular story, another emergency on the basketball court. So, when I was in high school, I went to school at a boarding school many miles away from where my dad lived, my family lived. So they didn't get a chance to see many of my games live. Well, this day they had traveled to my game against a crosstown rival. I was very excited to show off my skills to my family, to celebrate with my family. I was so excited that I have a little bit extra power in my arms. My first shot I took, it banked off the backboard, but it went in. I thought, my lucky day. Well, 16 more shots later, I missed all of them. So my statistics at the end of the game, yes, 1 for 17. I was ashamed. It was a prideful emergency for me. After the showering, I went out to the court to see my family, wondering how they must felt, embarrassed they must felt for me. Particularly my dad, who really loved the sport of basketball and liked to brag about my talents. But the way he looked at me that day was amazing. He looked out of the corner of his eye. In fact, the writer of the Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance says that quality excellence is seen out of the corner of the eye. Out of the corner of his eye, he said something like, I know it's difficult, but the big gift we have today is being together. 1 for 17 doesn't mean anything. Now we are together. And that's the gift we give each other through this crazy emergency that we're both facing. The reason that I had so much power, I found out about 30 years later. This was sophomore year. A year before, when I went to school, and my father dropped me off at school, then went home to our home in Janesville. After coming home, he went to the back room, according to my mom, and he wept. He cried. He missed me. And of course, I missed him too. So out of that same eye where those tears flowed was the look of happiness of being together. The need to really, even when you feel pain, to go together. What I call the beauty of the heart. And my dad had that. So, I'm telling you these stories in the middle of March, or middle of April, when the golf tournament, most important tournament's taking place, the Golf Masters tournament that my dad loved to watch. He was a golf coach. So, the message I leave you with has to do with golf. Everybody see that, I hope? 3 points. As you face your own Olympic year life marathon goals, you have to translate golf language into life language. First thing, keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on your goal. Focus on the goal that you're having. Visualize it. Concentrate on it. Don't be distracted by other things. Keep your eye on the ball. Number 2, the arm, the swing. My dad used to say, swing from the inside out. See, I was a baseball player, and sometimes a swing, you force it, you swing from the outside in. Golf is not that way. And life is not, the best of life is not necessarily that way either. We swing from the inside out. Swing from the heart. Let the beauty flow from the heart. If any of you saw the movie Inside Out, the second point of swing from the inside out is really modeled in that movie, right? Because what you show is all the feelings of this young athlete that are moved forward. Feelings of joy and sadness and fear and anger and disgust. Those are all feelings you have on the golf course. They're all feelings you have in pursuing any of your goals. As exciting as your goal may be, you still have moments of feeling disgusted. Get it out. Feelings of anger. I cannot write frustration. Get it out. Feelings of joy. Celebrate. Feelings of fear. I'm afraid I can't do it. Face those, express them, because that also can give you hope when you express whatever it is within. So swing from the inside out. And finally, I leave you with the final point, and this is the club. Let the club do the work. Don't force things. Swing naturally. Let the club do the work. And to me, in terms of Olympic life marathon training, the club can be literally the group that you're working with. The club can be any kind of plan that you have. Don't force the plan. Let the plan work out. The club can be a philosophy that you have, that you're working with. But most importantly, the club is the people that are together with you on that journey. Maybe this week, the club will listen to your story. Maybe this week, the club will simply teach you a new skill. That's very important. So, thank you for being with me. I hope this episode will help you to continue to grow through the emergencies in your life to a new sense of entertainment and joy. So, until next time, salud, to health, l'chaim, to life, and cheers to the best of the thriving you.